Okay, I just want to do a quick video of these three tractors. Yes, there's four in the lineup, but we're just talking about the Cub Cadet, Yardman, and Yardman. I'm just going to talk about the similarities to all three of these machines. These three machines, the Cub Cadet is the oldest, but they're all pretty much the same. They use the same transaxles, they use the same engines, and they use pretty much all the same tires, except for this one here. It uses these small bushings in the front end. This one here, I believe, has a 46-inch deck. The other two have 42-inch decks. All three of them are 20-horse Briggs V twins. This one here uses this style intake. The other ones use the single style intake, the kind of more rare intake. I don't see as many of them. They use all the same fuel tanks. This one obviously is pretty dirty, but they are the same, and along with the engine, but they are all pretty much the same. This one here is the more stripped back model. It's a stripper model. It does not have cruise control. All it has is put it in forward, put it in reverse, the way you go. This one here has cruise control, and this one here has cruise control. Something else, this one here has the more modern ignition switch, even though it is a little on the screwed up side. And it does have the more analog voltage gauge. This one here uses the more traditional ignition switch. It does have a voltage gauge, and both of these ones are manual PTOs. This one, on the other hand, like I said before, it has cruise control. It uses the more traditional ignition switch, but it has the information center right up there. And it has electric PTO. Tire size on all three of these machines are exactly the same. They're all front tank, rear battery, and they're all pretty much MTD products. This one here is definitely an ugly duckling. It will get the job done, but it has issues. This one here is going to get sold off soon as I get the oil changed. I think the oil needs to be changed on this. I'd say no. I could probably leave that oil. It needs to be pressure washed, probably change the oil filter at least, and be done with this. This one here, I should not have bought it, but I did. It's here. Basically, if there was an issue with one of the engines in one of these machines here, this engine would have came out immediately and would have been swapped in. This engine runs perfectly. So, also, all three of these machines even have that same hump right there. As you can see right there. And right there. So it's just interesting showing the comparisons between these three machines. Newer generation, this is the newest one right here, I think. This one will be the next older, and this one will be the oldest, but it's the biggest. Even though it is the biggest, it still uses the same 20-horse brakes. This engine is interchangeable without too much of difficulty. Even though it does use the different style intake, that really does not matter. So, figured I'd do a quick comparison of all three of these. As you can see, this one is taken apart. Like I said, needs to be washed. This one does have some charging system issues. The charging system does work, but it's temperamental. When you first start off, normally it does not work, but then it does usually start working after a little bit of time. So as the engine warms up, the charging system starts to work. Also, someone did bugger this up right here, which I would like to fix. Will I fix it? We'll see. If I have a switch that will work with the electrical system on this machine, that will get fixed. If I don't, that won't get fixed. So far, the front two tires do appear to be holding on this one here. I pumped them up to 14 psi. They are rated for 10. I always go right around 12, but I figured I'd do 14 since I don't really care about this machine. This does need a secondary belt in the back. It's cracked pretty good. Should I replace it? Maybe. But like Redneck Computer Geek says, these are the ones that are a pain in the butt to change, because it has to be put back on exactly right. So we'll see. Belts on these other two machines are perfect, mower and drive. These machines, all three of these machines use 2 drive belts, 1 singular mower belt. Actually no, this one uses 2 mower deck belts, since it's an electric PTO. As you can see, it has the double pulley on this side, and the deck does work on this. It's not stuck. There's no issues with the deck at all. Unfortunately, it's missing the cover, but there's nothing I can do about that. This one here is also missing the cover, and this one here has its cover, which is nice. So we'll get this covered back up, keep it out of the rain, and be done with it. Just want to show you the 3 comparisons between these 3 machines. Like I said, all MTD products, all within the same age group, all set up exactly the same, and they are all pretty much exactly the same. So talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.